Back to the morning show here on Arise News. Joining me now is Arise correspondent Victoria Pepple and, of course, Aaron Akarijola with a review of what's trending. Hi, Victoria.
Hi. Interesting stories this morning. So let's start off with stories from Nigeria.
Okay.
The AkwaIbom state capital. The AkwaIbom state government, rather, said it had filed a 50 billion naira lawsuit against the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for freezing its accounts. According to the government, the lawsuit is a reaction to the unlawful freezing of its accounts by the federal government agency for 72 hours, noting that the development crippled both the economy and the reputation of the state. The Attorney General and the Commissioner for Justice, AkwaIbom State, Mr. Uwemedimo Nwoko, revealed that the anti-graft agency did not have the constitutional powers to freeze any state's government account in Nigeria. Now, that's the freezing of the state government's account for 72 hours hampered the economic, security and business operations in the state, adding that some prospective investors in the state diverted their investments elsewhere, thereby subjecting the state to huge economic loss.
This only happens in Nigeria.
Well,
but looking at it closely, you find out that this is not the first time it's happening. Remember back in the day, the fracas that actually ensued with the then president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, and the then Lagos State Governor, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, whereby the Lagos State's accounts, for some particular reasons, were actually on funds for the Lagos State.
Lagos was starved of funds.
Yes, for a long period of time. And at the end of the day, look at what came out of it. Lagos State decided to look inward and look at today. Their IGR is one of the highest.
So in essence, you're saying
It's
that
the truth.
the state should look inward.
Inward, so because the point is, things like this can happen. You are in a political climate. Some things can go wrong. Things can happen. And if your IGR is up there, your internally generated revenue is at its highest earn, it is easy for you to say that.
You're looking at it from more than one approach, and that's fantastic.
Yes.
The fact that the states still go, governors still go cap in hand to the capital to get money is a problem. So we definitely should be generating money in the different states. But then again, it is still unconstitutional, and that is what we're fighting for in this case.
No, but how, the question is, because what we're saying is, there is a precedent. Back in 1999, after that,
It's happened
Yeah,
before.
it happened for a long time, and so it's not what I'm saying. It's not the first time it's happening, and they were just here in 72 hours.
I totally understand.
I
I totally understand. But having to prove that investors took their money out of the state, if you're taking that matter before a court, is what we'd like to see the state prove as well.
But I don't think any investor will want to do that after 72 hours. But of course, it's the governor speaking, so he has. He has
information.
Yes, he has. Maybe he's talking from an educated point of view.
Yeah.
As against us that are here, so we don't know the investors he tried to bring in or he had brought in that saw all these uncertainties and decided to back out. So I don't know.
All I care about is the law, and this is absolutely unlawful, and it shouldn't be happening.
Yes.
Anyway, tell me what's going on with the UEFA Men's Player of the Year.
This is your forte,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
On August 30th, one of Mohamed Salah, Luka Modric, and Cristiano Ronaldo will be named UEFA's Men's Player of the Year award. In a statement on Monday, UEFA said the winner will be named along with the UEFA Women's Player of the Year and UEFA Champions League Positional Award winners during the group stage draw in Monaco on Thursday, 30th August, adding that the UEFA Europa League Player of the Season will be announced the following day. According to UEFA, the award recognizes the best players irrespective of nationality, playing for a club within the territory of the UEFA Member Association during the past season. Players are judged on their performances in all competitions, domestic, continental and international. UEFA describes Salah as a UEFA Champions League runner-up and a multiple record breaker in his first term at Liverpool. Modric is a UEFA Champions League winner, a FIFA World Cup runner-up and recipient of the FIFA Golden Ball, UEFA said. For Ronaldo, we all know him, UEFA says, UEFA Champions League winner for the record 5th time and UEFA Champions League top scorer for the 6th campaign running. Top contenders.
Top contenders, of course, off the top of my head, it's going to be Cristiano Ronaldo, I should think. Because
I mean, he's won 5 times. Can't we just give it to somebody else?
I know, right?
No, you look at this thing, you say to yourself that it's Ronaldo is almost like a gift that keeps giving.
Yeah.
Because when somebody puts that much pressure on himself, that much demand on himself to always deliver, this is what you get. At 33, this is the old age of football. It should be, in footballing terms, 33 is like about 90. And yet he's still pushing the boundaries. I think Ronaldo should win it. Or maybe
He needs to give us a trade secret, though.
no, everybody knows the straight secret. He works extremely hard. He's the hardest worker in the room. He's the hardest worker in the club. Nobody outworks him. He is the first to training, last out of training. His secret is out there, and it takes pristine care of his body. And
We can see that.
he doesn't joke about it. He sees this as a prize asset.
We see.
And of course, no thanks to the fact that, or probably thanks to the fact that he has a very, very wonderful physique, a lean physique like OG. You're gonna see.
We're talking sports here.
Yeah, of course you could actually pass for a sportswoman. You know that.
Thank you very
Yes,
much.
because
What about the women, though? We've paid so much attention to the men, and then what about the women? A woman winner will be picked. What? Isn't that important?
Yeah.
yeah, but the truth is, in all sincerity, yes, the women should also be recognized, would always be recognized. But
why is it that the men,
the glamour
they get all the attention?
It's because it's a broader game, and it's more exciting when you watch the men play as against the women. And
Really?
yeah,
I didn't hear you just say that.
no,
more
I'm not
exciting.
sounding chauvinistic here. I'm just simply stating.
let's save it for
I'm just simply stating.
Aaron,
We are very upset with Aaron this morning. We'll just save it.
Let's go over to New Zealand.
Talking about strong women, New Zealand's Minister for Women, Julie Argento's bicycle ride to the hospital to give birth is making headlines around the world. Genta, who is also Associate Transport Minister, posted a photo of herself on a bike on Instagram, saying they had to take the bike because there wasn't enough room in the car for the support crew. Genta is 42 weeks pregnant with their first child, and she says she was going to the hospital for an induction. Although she has not yet given birth as of late Monday afternoon, New Zealand time. When we talk about strong women, at 42 weeks, she's riding a bike. I have to even describe the type of bike here. It was a 1 kilometer trip, and it was a battery-boosted e-bike. So it wasn't just
it wasn't
an
like
ordinary.
one of those
Yes,
things.
one that you have to.
She was joking that she should have been doing that before she went to the hospital because it helps to induce labor.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's
Well, if she's had an active life before the 42nd week, then that's fine. But if you're just getting on it,
Something will be severed. Something will be
it's always
severed.
easy. But then again, it takes us back to history, how women even got into bike riding in the first place. We're talking about the 1880s when we had the corsets and all of that, and the skirts, and women weren't allowed to ride. We've come a long way from all of that because fashion has evolved.
Yeah.
The woman can get on bikes easier, and she can achieve just about anything she wants to achieve.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I think this is nice. I think she would not be doing this if she wasn't exercising regularly.
Yeah.
And like they always say to women, right, the time when you're pregnant is the time to be very active.
Yeah.
There is
you have been
the
active-
proclivity to not be active and actually overindulge
If
is
you
always
have
there.
been active before the pregnancy,
You should be active before, you should be active during, and you should be active after
It would help.
for your safety, for the child's
Sound like
safety.
you've
For the
experienced this.
Not actually. What you do actually?
I don't know why he knows so much about
for
this.
your safety, the safety of the child, and the safety of everybody.
Well,
It's a win-win
kudos to her,
situation.
though. She is now the second woman in office to have given birth. She has given birth.
Yes.
So
So congratulations.
Yes.
She's a symbol of women
Yes.
empowerment, and she's been tagged a super mom.
And it's also a symbol to all those ladies out there that you can have the whole package.
Yes.
Because ladies, most of the time, we see career women these days would sacrifice their marriage, their happiness, and family life because they want to pursue a career because they feel both don't mix. That if I want to get up that particular career, I will need to sacrifice having a family, having children.
It's different in Africa. It's kind of different in Africa.
It's not.
It is. We are coming into our own in Africa. There's a gradual change.
No,
the wind of
African
change is
women are
sweeping through.
special.
They're special.
Being that doing that is second nature to an African woman. because an African woman is actually, she knows how to multitask.
Take it from the women. Take it
Yes.
from the women, right? You have to fight a lot more in Africa as a woman to get that respect and recognition than in some other parts of the world.
Sure, without a
Correct.
doubt. Without a doubt.
And she is a big symbol of a human rights movement, one that has even started in the 1880s. So we'd like to see what other groundbreaking stories will be coming from women in the future.
Very exciting. What's going on in the U.S. right now?
This is an interesting one.
This is the Me Too saga again.
Yes. Actress and director Asia Argento is currently being accused of sexually assaulting a rock singer and former child actor Jimmy Bennett when he was 17. Assaulted him in a California hotel room in 2013, just 2 months after his 17th birthday. Argento was 37 at the time, and the age of consent in California is 18. Argento, one of the accusers of Harvey Weinstein, had in October, after several women came forward with reports of sexual assault against Weinstein, allegedly quietly arranged to pay $380,000 to Bennett. Bennett at age 7 had started at 17 rather, had starred as Argento's son in 2004 movie, The Heart is Deceitful Above All Things. You know, this is very apt for this story, which Argento directed and co-wrote. Bennett described the experience as sexual battery, which was so traumatic that it hindered his work and income in the following years. Reports reveal that Argento and Bennett agreed to the $380,000 payment, which will be done over the course of a year and a half, with an initial payment of $200,000 made in April.
Now, this actress was, I mean, she's a pioneer of the Me Too movement. She was one of the first people to accuse Harvey Weinstein of rape. And not knowing she had the skeleton in her closet. And it's such an embarrassment right now. Because he was underage when this incident happened. And I think that they found, that the New York Times found this encrypted document about how he sexually she sexually harassed him, and he's asking for $3.5 million
in
right
damages,
now. And it's such a crazy news.
Please, I want to get it clear.
Yes.
Now it's not a man to a woman.
It's
a
the opposite
woman
right
to
now.
a man. And this is where it gets interesting, because the point is, over the last year, we've actually seen the whole Me Too movement, and a lot of people have taken advantage of the Me Too movement. And
A lot of people have taken advantage of it.
Some people have been accused of taking advantage of the Me Too movement, and no one seems to have spoken about this particular part of that Me Too movement, whereby young boys are being they are
victims as well.
they have been taken advantage of by older women in the industry. And I think this is a step in the right direction, because for once the focus actually shifts, and it's not turning from just women attacking men and saying that, hey, you've done this to me, you've done this to me, you've done this to me. Almost everybody these days are coming out and saying that, hey, a lady is coming to tell a man.
Women are mostly victims of these things.
And at the end of it, nobody seems to be talking about the man. Unfortunately, because of the machismo of the man, unfortunately because of the orientation of the man, it will be hard for a man to come out to say, most men will not want to come out to say that they were sexually molested or abused at a certain age, because it
even
comes
as adults, it can happen to adults.
Yes.
Even from fellow men. So, I mean, those are things to worry about. I remember a particular black actor complained about it as well, and 50 taunted him for days.
It's always like that.
We can talk a lot about this issue with the accused sexual crimes and all. It's such a vast topic to discuss, and I'm so embarrassed right now for this actress lady.
It's embarrassing. Really, fellow Me Too people, members have come out to say they're waiting for the full story, and you know, it's about the abuse.
And we're actually hoping that more comes out, more people come out.
Yeah, more people will
come forward, more people come out and say and come out. So because it's the reason why I say this and I say it with passion is because some people are there that are probably suffering and they don't know how to actually approach this.
Yes.
They don't know how to actually come out.
Then again, one concern is that the credibility of the Me Too movement. Now, with this kind of story coming out, a lot of people are saying, how credible is the Me Too movement? If a top figure, a face,
very credible,
could, you know, but I mean, people are still saying, we'll keep pushing.
Talked about the thing. So let's just go.
So let's move on. The VMAs have come and gone, with Camila Cabello going home with Artist of the Year and Cardi B going with Best New Artist, respectively. But that wasn't the major talking points of the night. Instead, it was Logic's performance that got people buzzing. The rapper used his time on stage at the MTV Video Music Awards to spotlight immigrant families and protest the Trump administration's immigration policy that led to the separation of thousands of families. Wearing a shirt that said, you know, The Wall, Logic was joined on stage for his performance of his single One Day by members of the National Domestic Workers Alliance, United We Dream, and Make the Road New York and their children, according to a release sent by the organizations after the performance. The children on stage wore shirts that stated, "We're all human beings." During the performance, children and their parents were separated but reunited by the song's end. Logic released the highly political video for One Day on Friday, which also has an immigration theme. So, you know, people have been talking about President Trump's immigration policy separating children from parents, and Logic is one who, should I say, this is the second time he's using the VMAs to project, you know, maybe a social issue and all of that.
Yes,
so
I think it's important that artists continue to do things like this to raise awareness, because they're a symbol and everyone.
Of course, you have the platform. Whatever you use it for is very important, and it's always good to actually use it to probably champion the cause of the moment or the cause of the day, as the case may be.
Well, thank you
touching
both for joining us in this segment. I really enjoy this segment, particularly with the Me Too conversation. It's time now.
Should come forward.
Right. Well, it's time now for a short break on the morning show. When we return, we'll have Oris Onuaje, the editor of the book, The Benin Monarchy, also known as the Red Book. He'll be joining us to discuss the book and its significance to Nigeria's social cultural heritage. Stay with us.